Hi guys, we're definitely seeing a pivot now within the Conservative Party back to the centre because they realise that the biggest threat to them is not Reform UK but the Labour Party. And we're going to see more moderate, quote unquote, policies, I think, from number 10. Now, this isn't possible for all Tory MPs, in particular Lee Anderson in Ashfield, because he has invested too much in immigration, in wokeness or whatever, that it's too difficult for him to pivot back to the centre. So, of course, he's going to focus on Reform UK and try and attempt to convince as many people as possible that they shouldn't vote for reform because that's going to split the vote and result in a Labour government.
He's a great figurehead, is Nigel. He's been a great politician. He's done fantastic things. But reform are a threat. They are a threat, a bigger threat to the country at the moment, I think, than the Labour Party. Because if reform do pick off a lot of us Conservative MPs at the next election, then what's going to happen is we're going to end up with a Labour government. And a Labour government is the last thing I want. I love my country. I love my country to bits. I don't want to see a Labour government. And I'm sure Nigel, in his heart of hearts, loves this country. In fact, I know he does. But he runs the risk of losing a lot of Tory seats like mine, to put some Labour Remoaners back in power.
Okay, so the threat now is Brexit. Brexit is under threat. As I said, Lee Anderson can't pivot to the centre. He has to regurgitate, he has to resuscitate Brexit and this threat to, well, if you vote for reform, you're going to split the Conservative vote, the right-wing vote, and this will result in Labour getting into power. He's correct to a certain extent. A lot of people within his constituency are upset with the Tories. They're not going to vote for Labour. They're more likely to vote for Reform UK. And of course, where Lee Anderson has a very, very slim majority, he's going to lose his seat, but he's trying to cling on. And of course, he's going to blame, well, if you vote for Reform UK, you're going to end up with a Remoaner. So in order to save Brexit, you need to vote for me. Okay. It's not going to work. It would be better for him to try and move back to the centre, but that's impossible now for Lee Anderson. He has invested so much in ridiculous rhetoric, both in Parliament, but also as a host on GB News. He's tried to make, and he mentioned it himself in an interview, that the Conservatives have little hope of moving back to the centre. They can't run on a Boris ticket. They can't even run on a Brexit ticket. He's attempting to do it here. Vote for me to save Brexit. But I think the people of Ashfield, or wherever he is, are going to vote the Tories out. They're tired of 13 years of this disaster, and they want change. Many of them probably voted in 2019 for the Tories for a bit of change, to get Brexit done, of course, but now they realise that was a mistake. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.